Hello my friends and welcome to episode 2 of our Football Manager 2021 Let's Play on the Retro database made by the fantastic FM21. Link to this and his Twitter is down below, so you can go show him some love. But we are continuing on today. It's episode 2. I'm recording this about 12 hours after the first episode went live. So we do have some comments. So to turn up the books a little bit, I'm actually going to read some of these out. So I'm going on my phone, which will also remind me to put on silent. And we're going to, go through some of these comments, say who's been recommended and who isn't. So we have Paul Gascoigne recommended. Unfortunately his physicals are gone. I did look at him. We have Kaka and Tevez. And that's kind of it in terms of recommendations for players. All the support that was on that episode though was absolutely fantastic, so thank you so much guys, I really do appreciate it. So getting into it, we've had some outs, some ins. I have scouted Tevez, he is on the shortlist. He's not quite as high potential as I'd maybe hoped for. Similar with Messi, I re-scouted him with the new scouts. So let's have a look at the outs first. So we're going to start at Pintilla because he is the first out that we did. Everything above Pintilla was already done. Rod Wallace, Paul Reed, Jasper Christensen going out on loan. Van Bronckhorst, of course, away to Arsenal for £8 million. George Alberts, I believe, should be there as well because I'm sure it was this window that he left. I could be wrong, but that's, here nor there. That's just my attempted memory. I'm pretty sure it was about this time that he went. So Tero Pintilla, he's going to Motherwell. It's not a huge amount of money, he's not that great, but hey, Kanchelskis away to Dubai, he was decent, but he's aging, he was on a huge wage. To be honest, I wanted to get him off the wage budget more than anything else because I felt he was the one that would be the easiest to replace. I was maybe slightly wrong in that, but we do have a replacement for him. We got Lee Feeney away out on loan and Hauser away to Aberdeen. Again, not a huge amount of money, but it just wasn't good enough. On the ends, Russell Lappy already came in. We've got Jean Rankin, a young player. He's not got a huge amount of potential, but it was a free transfer, and I thought, do you know what? It's worth the risk. We've got Cristiano Ronaldo. I've never heard of this guy before, I will be honest, but my scouts say he's going to be quite good. So, we're bringing him in. He's got 5 finishing. Could you believe Ronaldo looking back at this now and going, I had 5 finishing on FM? He'd be livid, wouldn't he? 5 free kick taken as well, 4 decisions. Personality is perfectionist though, so he does have his perfectionist personality, so hopefully he can still, kick on, learn. Not a huge amount of determination, but lots of flair. We're going to train him in his sort of known position of the inside forward role on the left. I think at this point in his career he played quite a bit on the right. I'm not 100% sure there'll be some Man United fans, Sporting fans who will be able to correct me on that. But for some reason I seem to remember him playing on the right because I'm sure he was initially a direct replacement for David Beckham. We then signed Taribo West on a free transfer. You see me making that move at the end of the last episode. We've not lost any of our centre backs yet. We had Conterman, Moore and Amoruso. All of them had interest. We have got Moore a new contract. He has accepted that new contract. Amoruso isn't interested in renewing though, due to the interest. I think he only has a year left, so we had to make sure that we have replacements coming in, people who are ready to step in. And the former defender who spent a lot of time in Milan, for either side of the Milan, just seems to fit the bill. He's got great marking, great tackling, decent positioning, great in the air. Physicals are pretty good, to be honest. He's brave, he's aggressive, I'm not going to complain too much at this guy coming in on a free transfer. In fact, he's already worth £625,000, which is pretty decent. And then, as a direct replacement for Andre Kanchelskis, I went for youth, and we have signed a young Iron Robin. Now, he started off his career as a left winger. Bearing in mind, at this stage in football, the winger was still common compared to the inside forward that is common, or the inverted winger that is common now. We are retraining him as a left-hand sided inverted winger because I believe he was one of the first to sort of sell this kind of role, and I also believe that he's more than capable of doing it. He's currently 3-star ability, he 5-star potential. He's cost us 1.4 million, rising to 1.7, and he's already worth 2.4. We'll probably get excessively more than that. And he's on 8k a week compared to Kanchelskis, who was on 30k a week. So that leaves us financially still slightly over the wage budget. That's fine. I think that's with some moves maybe. So often it's not. So we are still slightly over the wage budget. We've spent a chunk of our transfer budget, about a third of it. And you know, we're not bringing a huge amounts in. Values are much lower. First season as well, I think a lot of players have new contracts. Certainly that's the case with staff. So we've got a bit to work on. Today is the first game. It is Kilmarnock away. I kind of feel like we should have done this game. I should have checked the fixtures. Double header. Change of plan. We're doing a double header today. We're doing our first 2 games in charge of Rangers in 2001. So we'll start with Kilmarnock. Let's have a look at their players. So there's a few players. James Fowler, I have already scouted, has a decent amount of potential to him. We've got Craig Dargo here, decent. I scouted him as well. I'm trying to think of names. Andy McLaren, decent. That would be relevant. Gary Hay, young player at this point, but still fairly solid. Rounded player. You've got Peter Canero, who was a mainstay at Kilmarnock for a while. We've got Colin Meldrum and Gordon Marshall, who were, you know, again, very experienced goalkeepers. You've got Ian Duran, former Rangers player, of course. Physical's kind of hit off the roof now. Huge player, but a player whose potential was absolutely massive. You've got Alan Mahood, who's decent. Again, physicals aren't great. So, you know, they're decent. So let's jump into this game with Kilmarnock. See how our team is. I'll see you pitch side. Apparently we're allowed 9 subs. I'm not sure how accurate that is. Not overly much of an issue. Claudio Arena isn't happy to be playing out of position. He wants to be playing DM, not CM. Okay? Whatever. You're playing central mid. I don't care. So the team that we have gone with, Shot Avaladze, please be making his debut. Are you going to give me the team that I've gone with? There we are. So we've got Kloss and goal, Rickson, Amoroso, Moore and Newman as our back 4. We've got Ferguson and Arena as our sort of central pairing. We've got Robin and Lovenkrands on the wings. Avaladze in the 10 as a shadow striker. I kind of want to try this out. And Michael Moles up top as a deep lying forward. Who in the world is Aviero? That's Ronaldo, isn't it? It is. We've got McGregor, West, Vidmar, Nerlinger, Ronald de Boer, Stephen Hughes, Ronaldo, Caniggia and Torrey Andre Flo on the bench because we're allowed 9 subs apparently. I'm not sure on that, but hey, I am not going to complain at being allowed 9 substitutes. I wonder if it's that 5 subs as well. Special day, I really shouldn't be doing this because I should have given that to my assistant, but then we did change all our staff. We are going to switch to key highlights, punch that up by 1, in fact we'll punch it up by 2 because I'm used to playing with 2 from the drafts that I've been doing, and see how we get on. Iron Robin, even at 17 he has no hair. Arthur Newman, bringing it in. We do have quite a strong Dutch contingent still. Of course, this was the end of the Advocat era. I think Advocat left about the January, and that's when the Rangers cutbacks, officially started. Was when, with the arrival of Alex McLeish, of course this would be the EBT era, sort of the prime of it as well. So that's an interesting little fact for people who aren't necessarily aware of the situation Rangers are in now. This team is very much a big factor in that. The Advocat era was full of these EBTs, where, you know, you had the sort of tax avoidance side of things. We're not looking great right now, as we are 1-0 down away to Kilmarnock, 7 minutes in. Not a great start, boys. Not a great start. Let's demand some more. Lovenkrands away. The problem we've got is depth, I think, in a lot of positions. They're just going route 1. They've literally just pinged it up there, got him behind Amoroso, and they're 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Not a good start at all from Rangers. I've not set up my corners. Moore, Avaladze doesn't fall for Moles. Lovenkrands picks up Arena. Craig Moore keeps it alive. Barry Ferguson. Fernando Rickson. This is not good, boys. Not good. Ignore. I am going to bring Reina back. In fact, no, I'm not. No, I am not. I'm trying to work this one out. Rickson into Avaladze. Ferguson. Avaladze again. Brings it forward. He's got Lovenkrands one side. He's got Moles the other. Lovenkrands goes. Lovenkrands scores. Beautiful. From the man who, I think 01-02 would be the season he came alive. Really came onto the scene with Rangers. He'd signed a little bit before this. But this is the first season I really remember him, and I think this is his cup final year as well. I'm sure this year McLeish took over, we won both the cups. As a result of that, I'm sure Conterman had a thunderbolt in the Betfred Cup semi-final from memory, and Lovenkrands had the last minute winner in the Scottish Cup final for a 3-2 win. Craig Moore not doing great there, let's be honest. In fact, we're not defending particularly great at all. Oh, Amo, what are you doing, man? Stefan Kloss's record at penalties was decent. It's Ian Durant, former Rangers player. He does score though. We should have a team that comfortably wins this game. We really should. So I'm going to go with the fresh arms. I'm far from pleased. We're going to move Moles to an advance forward on attack. Just see if it gives us that little bit extra penetration at the other end. Because, you know, we're not creating a huge amount. In fact, I don't think Moses particularly touched the ball a whole lot here. Rickson throws in. Barry Ferguson picks up. Arthur Newman brings it in. Come on, Arthur. Decent ball in. Lovenkrands. What a bloomin' save from a 37-year-old Gordon Marshall. Reina whips in. Cleared away by McGowan. Iron Robin will pick this one up. And doesn't really do anything with it. No, we are going to have to make some changes, and what I think I'm going to do is bring on a Ronald de Boer for Moles. We're going to move Avaladze up top. We'll stick you to the 10, sort of standard 10 sort of role. Give Avaladze a shot up top. In terms of the right hand side, we'll bring on Claudio Caniggia because Iron Robin's not having a great game. And then if we do get the 5 subs, as I'm kind of suspecting we might, then that still gives us, you know, 2 more windows. Avaladze. Robin. Can't find Lovenkrands. It's over the top again. Craig Gardner goes in behind. And it's just simple shit. Ugh. Pass going wrong. 1 pass back to the defender. 1 over the top and then behind. Not a good start to our reign, let's be honest. And if we play like this in the next game, you know, we could be 0 from 6. Newman, Amoruso, Fernando Rickson, Caniggia, Barry Ferguson, decent ball. Lovenkrands, it's saved again. As much as, you know, we've not been great, Gordon Marshall's made 2 or 3 really good saves now. Caniggia brings it in. Finds Lovenkrands, just put it over. You look at the stats and you just wonder how we're 3-0 down. De Boer. Can't do anything with it. Newman. Oh, come on, Arthur. Better than that. Rickson. He's about Lovenkrands with a tap in at the back post, sticks it over the bar. Bring on Torre Andre Flo. We'll find out if we do get 5 subs. We do indeed. So we'll bring on Nerlinger as well. Come on, boys. Decent ball in, straight Gordon Marshall. Nerlinger. Decent ball in. Caniggia. Oh, Claudio Caniggia. What a finish. We've got to go for this now. It's only a goal in it. What a finish from Claudio Caniggia. It's still not good enough to be conceding 3 goals to Killie. It is not ideal. Andre Flo, the most expensive player ever in Scotland, comes up, trumps with a late equaliser. I feel like we deserve that, but we shouldn't be needing to score 91st minute or 92nd minute equalisers at Kilmarnock with this squad. You know, we're sprinkled, as somebody said in the last comment, in the last video, we're sprinkled with world class players. There's a couple of positions that are issues. As you see, we don't really have the money to deal with that, but we should still be, you know, capable at this level. Send assistant, I will sort that out. We'll see pitch side for Celtic in just a second, guys. Pitch side for this game, Everladze has a bit of fitness issue, and you know, that's fine. We do have a small other issue of, this is a very intense fixture schedule actually to start a season. I think it's every 3 to 4 days there's a game. So I went in, had a look at what some of the issues were. One of the issues was team cohesion. Does make some sense. There was issues within the camp at this time. So, you know, we expect that. We've brought De Boer in. We've gone with the advanced playmaker and advanced forward. And, you know, that's the only change. The rest of the team is the same. Tactical wise, do I have opposition instructions set to ask assistant? Responsibilities, delegate that please. Thank you very much. Back, and we will have a quick look see. Back again. This is at home, so I'm going to go with the pumped fists. Let's give the fans something to cheer about, and I have faith across the board, because it's an old firm game, but apparently they're not riled up for it. Opposition instructions, my dude, is your job. But I mean, where is he playing Larson? As a lone 10. They did play with 2 strikers at this point, so we'll go with Moore, I think, being the better marker. 16. 17, okay. Can you mark, very specifically mark, Henrik Larsson, please? Because that would be a sensible thing to do. They've got Lambert and Lennon in midfield, which is a very good midfield. We've just lost a header to Larsson. That's not great. At all. Says we're on 2 points. You get 2 points for a draw. Robin's picked up a knock. That's not great. Here he is on the ball just now. Ferguson, Reina. Flicks it out to Arthur Newman. Decent ball in, please, Arthur. Picks out a Ronald de Boer. Oh, Jesus Christ, come on, guys. I'll need to remember after this game to, you know, show some of the Celtic players for people who want to see that. Come on, boys. Not a great start. We need to pick this up. Ferguson, Reina, Iron Robin, Rickson, whipped in, Moles, it's off the bar. Rickson's injured, we'll just bring Vidmar off as a like for like, potential foot injury, hopefully it's nothing too serious, because that's not great. Okay, I feel like we've been the better team again when you look at the stats, but we've conceded to another set piece, which is frustrating. We're just not playing with an ebb and flow yet that I expect of my teams. XG wise now says we're due a goal, so I'm going to come out and I'm going to demand a little bit more we are going to make some subs. We'll bring on Flo for Moles and Kinija for Robin. See if that makes a difference. Made a difference the last game. Ronald de Boer. Lambert, he's got to be off. He is. I knew the second that was a highlight, he had to be off. Newman into de Boer again. Lovenkrands finds a Ronald de Boer. Played out to Tony Vidmar. Vidmar, tame. Tame from the Aussie. We're going to bring on Christian and Nerlinger for Barry Ferguson. It's the only change I'm making just now. We are going to go into very attacking mode, and we do need to make a change on that left hand side. I don't particularly want to bring on, cannot make any more subs. Okay, so we got 4 in the last game, 5 in the last game, we got 4 in this game. Avaladze, no it's not Avaladze, it's Amaruso tipping the bar. We have absolutely battered them here. Absolutely battered them. Inside forward on attack, please. I'm trying to think of any other ways we can change this. I can't see many. Amaruso away. Only back as far as Maravchik. Kanija gets it away only as far as for Malin, whatever he's called. I can't think of his name. Fulharan or something like that, isn't it? McNamara field down. Colin Healy. Or is it Craig Healy? I can't mind. Definitely begins with a C. Kanija launches away. Lovenkrands on the break. He's got Flo. It's Torre. Andre Flo once again off the bench. Getting us back in this game. Decent ball from Kanija. Finds Lovenkrands. Finds Flo unmarked in the 6-yard box. And gets us 1-all in this game. A very deserved 1-all when you're looking at stats. They are down to 10 men of course, which does help. But we're dominant before that. It's just been that one corner that we failed to defend that has been the problem. Of course they do still have a striker like Larson up top who, can create on his own. Boyd into Guppy. That's not great defending from Vidmar. Stefan Kloss is equal to it. Come on boys. Alan Thompson with another corner. Larson wins it again. I need to go and have a look at my set pieces. I really do. We have been so dominant here, and we've just not been able to put the ball in the back of the net again. And, so right now we're not scoring enough to what we're creating, and we're conceding more than what we should be, certainly in this game. It's not ideal, but it's a point. Again. So, a mixed start. A very mixed start. 2 points from 2 games. The league match that I've just updated before. We need to be taking 3 points though in games against Kilmarnock and against a 10-man Celtic. Rixon's out for a while. Robin's not out for too long. So the league table's like this. We will have a quick look at Celtic players. So we'll have a look again at specific players. So it doesn't even look that great, Rab Douglas. Jonathan Gould actually looks probably better to me. Bobo Baldi we know is a big physical presence. Not particularly great to watch. Josh Fulclaren is obviously decent. Johan Mialbi was our other centre back there, who is obviously pretty decent as well. Got Jackie McNamara. Paul Lambert, who got sent off, obviously top quality striker in his midfielder in his day. You've got Neil Lennon, of course manager last season in real life. Got Alan Thompson, who's fairly stable. Again, just pause on any of these. You've got Lubo, who Celtic fans tell me was a better signing than Larson. And here is Henrik Larsson himself. Not as good as I expected him at Millica, I'll be honest, but still a very, very good striker. You've got John Hartson and Chris Sutton, if it lets me click there as well. Both short and ball playing a different option to Larson. So I'm going to leave this episode here. We will come back. Probably next episode will be this UEFA Cup qualifying round game, because the teams you can get in the UEFA Cup at this stage, you know, aren't easy by any stretch of the imagination. So thanks so much guys for watching. I know this hasn't been the most exciting of episodes possible, but I wanted to get it out, you know, those two games made sense. We've got Aberdeen Hearts next. Doesn't get much easier, and then we get sort of a decent run for a few games. But either way, thanks so much for watching guys, much love. I'll catch you all next time for that UEFA Cup game.